Hey guys, so I went out and I bought a brand new MacBook Pro 2015 15-inch screen. Yes, not the 2016. Let me tell you why. Because the MacBook Pro 2016 is not a professional machine in my opinion. Let me give you a couple of reasons why I think that. First of all, the touch bar at the top is clearly not a professional user's tool because professional users do not look at their keyboard. I'm a developer, I do video work now. I know my hotkeys like this. I don't look at the keyboard because I'm not a beginner. Beginners, noobs, people who are not pros will look at their keyboard all the time. So that strip at the top appeals to them. Now, when you're a pro user, to look at the keyboard slows down the flow of things. Would have been a true pro touch feature would have been a touch screen because a pro user is using his or her tactile feel of the keyboard to navigate the keyboard using shortcut keys and so forth. And you always have your eye on the screen in front of you. So having a touch screen where you can close a window, launch an app, resize, scrub a timeline if you're doing video work, this is where it's very cool. And I can tell you this, not from speculation, but from actually using it. I went into Apple yesterday and I was going to buy the 2016. I figured I might as well get the 2016. I can't find the 2015 model that's up to what I want. So I go into the Mac store, the Apple store rather, and I try it out. Keyboard, whatever. It's fine. I kind of like the keyboard. It was okay. I'm not too picky about the keyboard, and in the new Mac versus the old Mac. And but the touch bar came up. It looks kind of cool for about 2 seconds, but then you realize you don't look down. You don't want to look down. And what happens though was something strange that happened to me on 2 occasions without even thinking about it. Because I touched the touch bar at the top, I was immediately wanting to touch the screen itself, like close that window or scrub a line or something. And it's not just me. It happened to me twice where it's like, this is not a touchscreen panel. One of the guys at the Apple store was saying, yeah, it happened to me too. Now I thought, well, maybe it was just me because I use a Windows Surface Pro 4. That's my other computer. And I use the touch all the time because it's just such a great interface to have. But no, it's not just me. So Apple, I think, is going to see that a lot. And I actually saw some people vlogging about that as well, where they were reaching up, going to touch the screen. That's what I think what that touch bar is going to do. It's going to invite people to want to touch the screen, because actually that's the better way to implement touch, not a bar at the top. So again, the MacBook Pro 2016 touch bar is not a professional tool. It is a tool for noobs, because professionals know the keyboard really well and know all the hotkeys. They don't need to have a context-sensitive touch bar. They can all do it through hotkeys real quick. Boom. Another thing, professionals, well, a lot of times, will hook up their laptop to an external display. I even did a video about this in 2012 or 11, talking about the ideal developer setup, and that was having a SSD-based laptop connected to external displays and Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. And that's what I do. My Mac I have a 2012 MacBook Retina, and it's getting a little long in the tooth in terms of what I needed to do, so I said I got to upgrade it now. And I hardly ever use its keyboard. In fact, it usually has the lid shut, sitting on the side behind my big Thunderbolt display and a 1080 on the side as well. So I never touch the keyboard. I'll never use the touch bar. So many professional users will not use the touch bar because half the time they'll have their Mac, if not more, connected to an external display using a Bluetooth keyboard. And finally, the dongles, the fact that it removed all these ports. There's people are saying, well, it's a transition, blah, 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 blah. So people have invested all this money in all these peripherals. I don't know how they're going to transition from an SD card if you're using a camera. They all have SD cards. So I'm not sure how you're going to transition the SD card into this new MacBook. You're always going to need a dongle. But with the 2015, you have an SD card slot, boom. With the Surface Book, SD card, boom. Canvas Vio Z, boom. Dell, boom. They all be super thin and ultra modern and far more capable laptops out there and convertibles. They all seem, and they're ultra thin, they all seem to have been able to find space for USB 3, SD cards, and they have also the new connecting type, the Thunderbolt 3, whatever, USB Type-C, excuse me. So I don't understand, anyway, whatever. It is what it is. So again, not having these ports that are easily accessible so that the professional creator can go, boom, shove in an SD card, or just put in, boom, a USB thumb drive, or connect a external HDMI display, boom, or a mini DisplayPort display, boom. No dongles required with this 2015 model. And finally, people are going to say, speed, speed, speed. The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, Apple uses Intel chips, and Intel for the last few years has been creating chips that are not so much faster, although they're a little bit faster every year, maybe 5%, 10%, 8% faster every year. They're more about reducing power consumption and running cooler. So the 2015 MacBook Pro might be a little bit slower. It'll take 10 minutes, it'll take 12 minutes to render a video instead of 10 minutes, whatever. As long as when I'm using it, it works really fine, it flows, it's nice, it's slick. So that's it. So up here in Canada, I had to get a new MacBook because I have certain apps that are Mac only and I need to keep that workflow in place. So I bought the last year's model, saved about $800, but it was much more of all those other factors. Like I said, I wanted my ports. I didn't have to buy $150 in dongles and deal with all these headaches. And the fact of the matter is, the touch bar, yeah, a little bit of speed boost in the new 2016 Mac Pro was not compelling. And I'm actually looking to fade out my use of Mac products because clearly they're discontinuing their support for Pro users with their new MacBook Pro. They don't do any monitors anymore. They're getting rid of their hubs with regards to network hubs, and so they're basically going full consumer, rather not Pro. And you see the innovation, strangely enough, on the Windows side. On the Windows side, Surface Pro has so many features with the touchscreen, it's detachable, pen support, it has USB, has SD, USB-C, mini display, and you look at Dell's doing, all the innovation and the power for power users is on the Windows side of things. Mac, they're going for consumer and consumer products. It seems to be the case anyway. Who knows? Well, that's what it is. Ciao, ciao.